Welcome again, guys, to another episode of Cardboard Champs. This is Adam and my co-host.
I'm Alex, a.k.a. Dragon Shogun, a.k.a. I'm not a rapper.
A.k.a. Judge in Question.
Oh, yeah, I was the judge.
He was the judge, yeah. Today's episode, we want to talk to you guys a little bit about an event we had at our local LGS for Yu-Gi-Oh! We hosted a Blazing Vortex case tournament. It was a pretty good event. We had 36 entrants out, which was pretty good. It's more than any other tournament we've done, you know. Especially during right now, yeah. Very well ran tournament, very clean. Everybody was, you're welcome, Alex. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Everybody, you know, practice good safety and hygiene and all those things. It was a pretty good event. I played in it as well. We'll get into that later. What were your thoughts, Alex?
So I judged this event instead of playing in it. Last minute, was going to play in it, but then I changed my mind. Decided I wanted to judge instead. Very, very clean event. We did 6 rounds per Konami rules, top 8. I judged everything, so that was a lot of fun. Everything went without a hitch. I think there was maybe 1 or 2 rulings that really came up that I had to impact. Several things. I had to give 1 single warning.
Okay, that's not bad.
It just happened to be on 2 people.
That's not bad.
But I only gave 1 warning. Everything went well.
Yeah.
I did make a mistake on a ruling I made, but the person ended up winning, so it makes me feel a little less bad.
Less bad about it, yeah. We all make mistakes occasionally. So.
And then I think it was a good turnout. We were capping it at 32 people at first, but then some late turnouts came in, so we're like, sure, we'll do. It wasn't gonna make the tournament that much longer. So
a lot of people drove out from some pretty far, even as far as Florida.
We had some guys from Florida.
Yeah.
We definitely had some people from the opposite side of Charlotte, where we're from, even in South Carolina, and then a lot of our own local players turned up.
Yep. So, we're just going to kind of recap that. We had a pretty good variety of deck lists. We did have.
Before we begin, I do want to let you guys know there's going to be a new segment that we start. It's not going to be one of our numbered podcasts. It's going to be the Cardboard Champs Tournament Report. And anytime we have a big event, we want to do one of these, and this is going to be done for everything.
All the card games, play. Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, Digimon as well. Kind of keep you guys updated on what's going around in our area, what people are playing, and maybe give you guys some ideas for your own deck builds and things for where you're at. So.
Yeah, definitely. So I got some insight of what the players were playing, why they were playing it, so we're going to get into all of that. But before, we are going to talk about the full meta breakdown, essentially, of all the decks.
Yep.
You guys should have a graphic, and it'll help you a little bit.
Yep.
But go ahead, Adam. Go ahead and read those out for us real quick.
All right. So just going to go down through these really quickly. Like I said, we had 36 decks, or 36 players, rather. Just going down through, we had a singular armed dragon thunder deck, 1 Pendulum Magician, 1 Pure Zoo, a Blue Eyes Dragon Links deck, 1 PK Burning Abyss, single Blackwing, single Infernoble, a single Cyber Dragon, 1 Numeron Appliancer deck. Then we had 2 Numeron Eldritch decks. There's going to be a lot of Eldritch here and splashed in. 1 Altergeist, 1 of the Mutants. That was kind of Mutant. Sorry,
it was Mutant with some Dematica cards.
Okay. 1 Shaddoll, 1 Prank Kids, 1 Paleo Frog, 2 ABCs that were more or less like regular ABCs, and then we had 1 ABC Eldritch deck, 2 Invoke Eldritch, 1 Zoo Eldritch, 1 Dogmatic Invoked, 1 Mech Knight Invoked, 3 Dinos, 2 Tri-Brigade Birds, and 7 Virtual Worlds.
Man, the Virtual World representation was fairly high. I think most people definitely thought it was going to be the deck to beat. Now, the surprising part for most players, and myself included, was that there was not a single Drytron.
Yeah, well, I don't know what was up with that.
I think Drytron's a really good deck, but most people now know how to play around the deck.
So it's not
And
as free of a win
yeah,
as it used to be.
yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people are taking in. The deck loses really hard to draw.
Mm-hmm.
Ally Justice Cycle Reader really hurts the deck a lot. And I feel like a lot of the players that were playing it didn't really understand the intricacies of the deck. So then they decided to fall back and play something a little bit more nuanced that they felt a little bit better about.
Yeah. For sure. I know. So I've been out of Yu-Gi-Oh for a little while. I regularly play bad decks, namely Dark Magician. But I think most people kind of did what I did in that Virtual World's not a super hard deck to learn. Also, would you say it's the best deck in the format?
I definitely agree. I think it's definitely the best deck of the format. I think it's easy to learn, but the ceiling's rather high.
Yeah. So, and which again, we'll get to that as for my tournament experience. I did okay for learning it like 30 minutes before the night before.
This man had never played the deck.
Never played.
The 6 duels that he did get to play were in the tournament playing the deck, and he finally figured it out in the 6th duel. So I think that's pretty good.
Yeah. And then I think my only 3 losses were all top 8 placements.
All the top 8 placements. So that's really good.
Not bad. Yeah.
If you do look at the pie chart as a whole, it will tell you the percentage wise of all those decks that we talked. Obviously, the different Eldritch and different Invoked are going to be put together just because they're just variants of each other. But talk about your experience a little bit, Adam.
So
how did it feel? How did the night before I came up there to get ready for the tournament, and then you were like, "I think I'm gonna play." What was going through your mind?
So I was, I usually have some time on Saturdays. Before I don't work too early, and so I was like, I'll give it a shot. I remember talking to you before about trying to play Virtual Worlds. We both bought the deck when it released, and then I didn't really have time to really play tournament wise, and I know you had some success with it, and then some other people had some success with it, and then we got the 2 new cards from Blazing Vortex. The
Zangwu, the Trap, and then Tutu really make the deck super good, more consistent.
Yeah, like it was good before, but like now it's like really dumb consistent.
Which ironically is, I think most decks only added 3 more cards, maybe 2 Tutus, 1 Tutu, and then 1 of the Trap.
Yep.
And then those 2 to 3 extra cards that have the Virtual World name made the deck that much more consistent.
Yep. So I was like, let me. I'll play Virtual Worlds. Alex has a couple of decks built, and I said, I think that's the one I can kind of pick up and learn the quickest, and again, being the best, arguably the best deck in the format right now. We kind of went through a little like quick, hey, this does this, this targets this to special, and it's all about seeing what resources you have and seeing what resources you need to grab. And ultimately, for those that don't know, the deck ends on VFD or True King of All Calamities, and man, that is a hard card to get over sometimes.
When you can make 2.
Which I did in the last round. So the night before, I was like, I'm gonna pick it up, we'll play it, see what happens. Went play tested 1 game. Didn't even actually finish the game because I messed up mid combo and scooped. Because I was like, you're not gonna combo on me. And then Josh was like, come on, man, I'm trying to learn this deck too. And I was like, nope. And the only reason I scooped, the only reason I scooped was, so we had, what's the Link guy?
There's a lot of Link.
I know there's a lot of Link guys. I think he's fire. Almirage. He made Almirage. And I went to just like swing over it with one of my guys, and so he Ice Dragons prisoned my guy, and I was like, I scoop. I was like, you could just let him die. You were going to win anyway. He was
let's talk about that. Ice Dragons Prison is probably one of the most MVP cards in this.
That's such a good card against so much. If there was one single card that says "Get Wrecked, Dragoon," it's Ice Dragons Prison. You don't even see. Did that many people even play Dragoon in their stuff this weekend?
I don't think I saw a single Dragoon being put on the board.
Wow.
I do believe some people did play it in their decks.
Oh, okay.
Maybe 1 or 2.
So it's such a good card, but like I think everybody's kind of prepared for it. They're main deck and side decking for it. And then I think a lot of people did that for Drytrons and then virtual worlds. But the only thing is there's only so much you can really do to virtual worlds right now.
Yeah. Well, talking about virtual worlds, even though there were 7, only 2 of them made it to the top 8. Yeah. So,
it shows it has a higher ceiling than people would assume.
But also, what was your record? What you ended up with?
So I finished 3-3. I like I said, I did lose to three of the guys that made top 8. The first match it was pretty good. Played one of our local guys, Austin, and which was enjoyable. I enjoy playing against people that I know, and I remember game 1 I made VFD really easy. Austin's he's pretty impressed, and then he goes, I was like, all right, stand by. I said detach, call dart. He goes, yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good as he was playing Shados. Yeah. And he proceeded to beat me, but then after the game he was like, these are some things you could have done a little differently, things you could have extended, and things like that, which was really helpful. And so I was like literally learning the deck as I played throughout the day. Round 2 played against the Numeron Zexal appliancer deck.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't know what that deck did. I found out in game 2 that you just get OTK'd, and then but VFD going first game 1 and 3 it was too much to overcome. Then proceeded to lose the Dinos. Drew, really great player. Man, even if I'd have made 2 VFDs, he had the out for both, and that was unfortunate.
Yeah, he had a good hand.
He had a really good hand. Then so I'm like, okay, I still felt pretty good about it. Round 4 played against what was he playing? I don't even remember. Trying to look at the list here. Yeah, I don't remember. Anyway, I won that round. I was like, all right, we're 2-2. We're in there. Had the mirror match in round 5, and from there I watched the man double VFD me, and I was like, oh, so that's how you do it. and I did lose that round. I think a lot of it is matchup experience. So it's one thing to know the deck, but it's one thing to know how to play the deck against other decks, especially decks that you have a disadvantage against. A lot of the trap decks and stuff like VFD doesn't matter if they're not playing monsters, they don't care. And so then round 6 I play against Blue Eyes Dragon Links and won that one. Game 1 double VFD. The guy's like, I remember I was part of the way through the combo, made Cloud Castle, brought Shinshin back, and the guy's like, there's no way he's playing 2 VFD. And Trey looks over and goes, they're always playing 2 VFD. And did that. He was like, man, this is ridiculous. He proceeded to make a pretty much unbreakable board without Dark Ruin no more in game 2. So I was like, yeah, you got it. I tried to get around to see what I could do. Did not work. Game 3 double VFD. There's just nothing you can really. There's very little you can do against that without having droplets, I think. But
yeah, ironically, even if they droplets you and they hit, they send 2 cards, they have to send a trap, because if you have the trap face up and you pop your
Chuche,
if you have Chuche up and Chuche pops the VFD and then they didn't send a trap, then the droplet actually gets because it doesn't have its 2 targets, it'll fizzle.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So like, even though it is an out, it's also not an out, which is another thing.
Yeah. And that comes to that high level of play, the high ceiling for the deck, I think. Yeah. Yeah.
How about we start talking about the top 8?
Yep, top 8, what you guys came to see or hear.
All right, so we're going to go in, I guess, in the order that they topped. So 8th place was Tri-Brigade Birds. 7th was Dinos. 6th was Eldritch Invoked. 5th was Virtual Worlds. 4th was another Tri-Brigade Birds, which, if you be keeping up, there was 2 Tri-Brigade Birds, and both of them made it to the top 8.
Yep.
Number 3, 3rd place was Virtual Worlds. 2nd was Shadal's. Shadal's Traps.
Yeah, only one Shadal deck as well.
And he made it to the top. Yep. And then the man who won it all was playing Eldritch Zoo.
Zoos are back, baby.
They never left.
They never left, apparently.
So what I want to do now is I kind of want to go over the deck list a little bit with you guys. We talk about it, look at look at the differences and see what we can learn from them. And look at the sides, and I got some general advice of what they were doing and why they played what they played essentially. So we're gonna start with Eric Goodman's deck, which is the Tri-Brigade Birds, and it should be on the deck list in front of you guys if you're watching with us. But to go over it with you guys, he was playing triple Fractal, triple Nerval, 2 Kits, and 2 Karass, which are all the Tri-Brigades. He was playing 3 Warblers, or the Lurlisk, 3 Warblers, 2 Sapphire, and 2 Kobolds. The 1 Avian, the 1 Statue Barrier, Wind Statue Barrier, 2 King Kabayu, 3 Rescue Cats, which I always like seeing that card come back.
Yeah.
Brings back bad memories. Played 3 Ash, the single DD Crow, the 1 Foolish Burial, 1/1, Monster Reborn. The Tri-Brigade spell card, I'm not really sure exactly what it does, in all honesty. These 2 deck lists were the first time I've ever seen them even play the spell or the trap card. Okay. He played triple Tenki, triple Imperm, and then triple Solemn Judgment. And that was the main. The main had 42 cards. The side 15 was triple Nibiru, triple Alpha, double Kumungus, the 1 Harpies, triple Cyclone, 1 Imperial Order, then 2 Strikes. And then for the most part, I feel like the extra is very standard for this. Both decks had 1 or 2 cards different, but for the most part, it was Appaloosa, the 1 Simorgh, the 2 level 4 Link 4 Tri-Brigade guys, the Link 3 Tri-Brigade, the Doom Eagle, the 2 Link 2 Tri-Brigade girls, the Ancient Warrior Dragon guy, the Harpy Conductor or Channeler, I don't know which one it is. I did ask why they were playing the Harpies, is it doesn't do much for the deck, but it was just for them to make a Link 2.
That's fair. That's very fair.
The deck needs, for the combo, they kind of need the bodies to get off the board, so they need to play the Link 2.
Kind of like why I played Link Spider in Dark Magicians.
Yes.
Because I would just send the vanilla and then special it again.
Yeah. So it's basically just for that. Yep. He also played the Almirage, and then he played the 2 Lurlisk, the one that searches for a wing beast and the one that can attack directly, and then the 1 Sky Cavalry. Essentially, they're just there to make Zeus as a whole.
Man, Zeus, what a good card.
Yeah. I feel every deck list had a Zeus.
It has Zeus in it.
If you didn't buy your Zeus, I would buy them now.
Yeah, before they go up even more.
Yeah, most decks only need to run 1, maybe 2, unless you want to play Zeus. But let's talk about the deck list a little bit. Things that I find interesting here. A big one being is Tri-Brigades, I think, kind of went under the radar for a little bit until the guy that talked with them in the online extravaganza really put it out the forefront. They are really good. Their end board, I don't think it's necessarily like amazing, but they can end with an Appaloosa with 3 to 4 negates and then a Wind Statue Barrier. Wind Statue is saying you can't special summon other than winds. It's actually really strong.
Yep, that's pretty good.
But I think what's stronger is actually the Simorgh.
Yeah.
So the Link allows them to special summon a Wing Beast every single turn, so they can just continuously pump out more things. So if you don't get rid of it on your turn, then they're going to get advantage on their turn, your turn, their turn, your turn. So the longer it stays on the board, the harder it is for you to win.
Yeah.
Also, the fact that the Tri-Brigades can link from the graveyard is honestly why I think the deck does really well. That is also another thing that I saw a lot is they would always go into Doom Eagle. I think a lot of decks revolve around the graveyard currently. So Doom Eagle just being able to send things back to the deck was really helpful.
Speaking on the best deck in the form of Virtual Worlds, does more in the grave than it does anywhere else. So.
Yeah. So, and then, Virtual World actually, the matchup with the Virtual Worlds is very interesting because half of the Virtual Worlds are wind and the good ones are wind.
Yeah.
So the Statue Barrier doesn't do as much as you wish it did, but if they end with a 3 negate Appaloosa, it's kind of good. I do notice that the deck sometimes has a hard way to win. It just doesn't pump out a lot of damage. So if you can set up a small decent board and not die, you usually tend to be fairly good. Other than that, I think it's a fairly standard deck list. The 3 Imperms are actually really interesting since a lot of decks have moved away from Imperm.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to talk on that. Most of the good Drytrons Virtual Worlds don't really the big players that we thought going into the tournament. Imperm's, I mean, it's not useless, but it's not near as effective as it is against many other decks in the format.
And Imperm with a Gamma usually outs the VFD, which is 2 cards. Obviously, he's not playing Gamma, so he probably wasn't playing the Imperm for the Gamma. I do think he was playing the Imperm for the Drytron matchup. In case they ended up with Vanities, he had the Imperm and he could play.
Yep.
So I think, and we're going to go through that a lot. A lot of the players that were playing Imperms in the side, a lot of their reasoning was just that.
Yep.
Also, not to forget that Imperm can negate spell or traps in a very heavy trap format. At least in this tournament in particular, it does help a lot.
Absolutely.
The side deck I feel like is very standard. Triple Nibiru in case you win against combo. The alphas are interesting. A lot of decks have moved away from alpha as well because it doesn't do anything against VFD because it's 3K. VFD is 3K. So people kind of moved away from that. But seeing it here, I think is more for the slower matchups. It's really good against the slower matchups. Kumungus just says, "Hey, I'm gonna get rid of your big boy, and then I can bounce it back." A kaiju with alpha is really good. You get rid of the threat, you alpha, you bring it back to the kaiju, so now you have a kaiju to get rid of another threat.
Yep.
Every single deck list was running Harpies, and just about every single deck list was running at least a combination of Cyclones. You need it for the traps, you need it for Eldritch.
Yep.
Imperial Order is really good against really a lot of the combo decks, like Drytrons need their spells, Virtual Worlds kind of need their spells. So it really helps there. So that was the
number 8,
and that was Tri-Brigade Birds.
Yep.
Next we'll have Drew Walker with Dinos.
Oh man. All right, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know a lot of the cards, but
this is
deck, pretty standard.
This list pretty standard.
Pretty standard
it
list.
Runs, the triple Overraptor, triple Miss, 2.
He's playing 2 Tyranno,
2 UTCs,
yep.
2 Baby Ceratosaurus, 2 Armadillosaurus, 1 Pink, 1 Giant Rex, 1 Pterodon. He did run the Gamma package, so 3 Gammas with the driver, triple Ash, double DD Crow, triple Droplet, triple Extravs, triple Fossil Digs, triple Lost World, 2 double Lethal Pill, and then the 1 Harpies and the 1 Terraforming.
Pretty standard for the most part.
The Droplets being in the main basically says that he wants to win.
Yeah.
He wants to OTK you, and then that's it.
Yeah, and that's it.
Like 2 turns. He doesn't want to play past that.
And we didn't. We didn't.
Yeah, for the most part. And that's why he played the Harpies as well. He doesn't. He just wants to go burn. That's it.
You know, the funniest part of the matchup with Drew with this was so I played the new trap and I actually played it. So it lets you during battle change if you control another gate, you can change the battle position of a monster. And so I was like, I went to that's how I didn't get OTK'd. I tapped down his Tyranno when he made access code. And so then I out of the access code and he had Tyranno still. And I was like, well, I'll just tap it down. And then he made another Tyranno the next turn. And I was like, all right.
WTC strong.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, WTC strong. Now to the side deck real quick. Really easy. Triple Nibiru.
Three of everything.
Yeah, 3 Nibiru, 3 Droll, 3 Lancia, 3 Lightning Storms, and 3 Imperms.
Yep.
And then the extra deck, we have the Access Code, the Nightmare Unicorn, Nightmare Phoenix, Lambda, Panda Stag, double Linkuribo, the double Security Garna, 2 Abyss Dwellers, 2 Dolkas, the 1 Lagia, and the 1 Baguska. Interestingly enough, when I was walking around, I did see Drew go first. He would take the first when he was playing against decks that he felt like he couldn't OTK as quickly, so he would go second. First.
So he can kind of establish himself. Yep.
He would end with Baguska. Still strong card. Still a very, very strong card. Really against Virtual World, you kind of make Baguska, unless they can pop the Baguska, they can't really do much. All their effects will go off, but VFD won't. So if VFD doesn't go up, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. And then one of the questions I did ask Drew was, why did he play the Imperms? and essentially the imperms were there specifically for the Drytron matchup, which again obviously didn't really happen as much.
Mm-hmm.
But he also sided them in case he knew people were running gammas or talents in the main.
Yeah.
So then that gives them a chance to play around that as well.
Right.
But again, it was mainly for Drytrons, but nobody played it. He said he only sided at him maybe twice in the tournament, and he played.
Rounds.
He played,
and then plus top 8. Yeah.
Yeah, so he played like 8 rounds, and he said only sided it twice. So I think that's another card that people. I think if Drytron was more prevalent, it would have been a lot better. But no Drytrons.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a very standard deck. Congratulations to Drew.
Yeah,
He did really well.
Yeah.
Drew does really well with dinos. Every time he plays dinos, he always gets top. So congratulations to him.
Dino's still hanging in there.
Yeah.
We had we had 3 dino players. Yeah.
The 9th player who bubbled actually was dinos.
All was dinos as well. Yeah.
Yep.
Shout out to that was Josh Priest, right?
Josh Priest. Shout out to Josh Priest.
Yeah.
Almost made it.
Almost.
And you know those bubbles suck.
Yeah. I mean, I bubbled too. I mean, unless it would have been top 16. But you know.
You were far from bubbling, sir.
I know. If it had been top 16, I made it.
We needed a lot of people from top 16.
We need a lot of people. Yeah, you're right. Man, I feel like I could have. If I would have had the knowledge after the tournament, then that I did at the beginning, I think I would have done. I think I would have maybe won one more round. Nice. Maybe.
I think you would have made it in then.
Yeah.
You needed to go X2.
Yeah. But
so the next deck list was piloted by Josh Crager. He was playing Eldritch and Vote.
Oh man, this is expensive just looking at it.
Oh yeah, it's an expensive deck, mainly because there's Magician Souls in it.
Yeah.
So let's go with the deck list real quick. Triple Alistair, triple Magician Souls, 2 Golden Lords, 1 Apprentice Magician, triple Ash, double Droll, double DD Krell, double Bells, triple Meltdown, triple Curse Elland, triple Invocation, the single Terraforming, the single Call By, triple Solid Sanguine, triple Wakero, triple Conquistador, and 2 MVPs. Ice Dragon's Prisons.
That card's so good.
I think that card easily won him a lot of games. Give him that extra power. It's really good. But let's go into the extra deck first this time. He did play the 1 Axis Code, the 1 Appaloosa, the Selene, Nightmare Unicorn, Nightmare Phoenix, IP, Artemis, the Relinquished Anima. I actually really like that. I didn't notice the deck list, but a lot of people forget to play around Anima. They will leave that monster in the putting on top of it, and then he'll go into Magician Souls, get rid of it, and then make the Anima, take the monster for free. Really solid. I wonder how many times he actually pulled it off, but just having that threat there is actually really cool. He also played the 1 Almirage, the 2 Macabas, the 1 Aguides, the 1 Kaliga, the 1 Purg, and the 1 Ragin. So, the Kaliga. I asked him why he played the Kaliga and the Ragin. He said he did like Kaliga a lot. It came up a lot, and it really worked. It just gave him a little bit more of a chance to come back if he needed to. And then the Ragin was just there for the Tri-Brigade birds, and he said he played none of them. So if he could take a card out, that'd be it.
He was telling me too about the what's the new Link 5 that just came out?
Underworld Girl?
Yeah. He was telling me after the fact that he thinks that he would have played one of her.
Oh, really?
Instead potentially over the Appaloosa, yeah.
Did he give you a good reason why?
I'm trying to remember what her effect is.
Well, you can link with your
opponent's stuff. That's the thing. Yeah. So he just takes his opponent's stuff. It's like, oh, you got your big threat. I'm just gonna
IP with her is really strong, and I can see him playing it. Yeah, a lot of the times he always ended with an IP activate trap card.
Yeah. Before
they go into battle phase, then IP hit the opponent's threats, and then 2/3.
Yeah.
So he would have 3 on his board, and then he can take 2 away, and then she's really good.
Yeah, she's really good. That's what he was saying. Like, depending on going first or second, or he was like, maybe I just leave both in and just have both on the side just in case. And
See, I think Eldritch Invoked is one of those decks that Apaloosa's not good in.
Yeah.
I wouldn't play Apaloosa in it. That's just me personally. I just don't think you usually play Apaloosa because you have like 2 other negates on the board.
Mm-hmm.
So then you have an Apaloosa to just tick down to negating the small stuff, and then you go, okay, big stuff I can negate with my other negates, and then I win next turn.
Yeah.
Which Invoke can still do that because Purgatrio, Macabre, and then Guides. But then let me go to the side real quick. He had 3 Lancia, 2 Nibiru, 2 Alpha, 2 Whaler, 1 Pink, double Cyclone, and triple Imperm.
Pretty standard.
Minus the Veiler.
The Veiler was spicy, I think.
Yeah, he actually didn't slot him in. He mentioned, again, the Veiler was to really help him out in those matchups that he needed to, but he felt like it didn't really help. But also the Veilers can help with the Selene combo, where you do Selene, special the Veiler, Selene, make access code.
Yeah.
But it didn't really work out for him. And then the triple Imperm, again, for Drytron, he sided them in a lot. He said he sided them in, even though he didn't play a single Drytron, he sided them in for the trap card based deck, so he could place them in the same columns and then negate the spell traps.
The spell traps, which is smart, very smart.
So, I mean, that easily got him to 6th place. Also, main decking the DD Crows and the Bells. I think
not a lot of decks are running that many hand traps at this point, I don't think, are they?
So I think the top 8 did, and that's why they won. Minus the Virtual Worlds.
Oh, okay.
Because Virtual Worlds is just Virtual Worlds.
Yeah,
they just play through it.
Doesn't care.
Yeah. But the top decks, I think, played a lot of DD Crows, a lot of Bells, and I think that got him to the top. So congratulations, Josh Crager, getting 6th place there.
Yep.
So now we move on to 5th, which was the Virtual World.
Virtual Worlds.
Now this one was piloted by Brian Stone, which is definitely one of the better players that we have to come to our locals. He has topped and won multiple regional events. I'm pretty sure he's also topped a.
I think this is part of the difference.
He's also played what you would call it. He's also topped, I think, at a YCS.
Nice.
So
okay.
He's one of our top players. He's really fun to play. He's actually really down to earth, despite how big he is. So he played Virtual World. Very expensive list compared to some of the other ones. So basically, he played 3 Lulu, 3 GG, 3 Nyanyan, 1 2/2, triple Lilies or Kirins, triple Lao Lao, and then 3 Ash, 1 Italy, 3 Kowloon, 3 Queen Long, 3 Desires, triple Forbidden Droplet, triple Tactical Talents, 3 Foolish Barrel Goods, 3 Chuches, and 1 Sang Wu, making it a 42 card deck.
I like it. I think that's so. For the list I played, it had the Gamma package in it.
Yep.
Rather than some of the stuff. I mean, it's money no object. This would probably be definitely more optimal list, but it's also very expensive.
Look, man. Brian said, "If I go first, you ain't stopping me."
You ain't stopping me.
He said, "You ain't. If I go second, you still ain't stopping me." He was playing every way that he could potentially get there.
Yep. I like the list.
It's a good list, man.
Yeah.
It's good. If he has the cards, you got the cards. Interesting that, like I said, he didn't play the Gamma package in the main, since most players are playing Gamma, but he just went with like, I'm getting there because my cards are power cards. You do stuff on my turn. When I'm going second, I'm gonna steal your stuff with the triple tactical talent, so I'm gonna draw cards so I can extend. It's good. Yep. I like it. Now, his side deck is very spicy, but let's hit the extra deck first.
Yep.
He played the 1 Zeus, the double True King of Calamities, the 1 M7, the 1 Fan, the 1
number 75, the
Bamboozling Shadow, Fortune Tune, 2 Cloud Castles, 1 Shen, 1 Vermilion, 1 Crocodile, 1 Xiao Fang, 1 Stardust Charger, and then the 1 Juju. Standard.
Standard extra deck.
Fortune Tune has been seen a lot of play, but I think it's good. It gets them into Zeus. Again, Zeus is very, very strong.
Yep.
But I'm excited to talk about the side deck. So the side deck. The man played 1 Beatrice as a side. The Gamma package, so 3 Gammas, 1 Driver, 1 Pank. Double Cycle Reader, which It's really good against Drytron, but actually helps a lot against Eldritch as well.
Mm-hmm.
Double Lancia, the one Dino Wrestler Coliseum. So for you that don't know what this card does, okay, if this card, if it's activated on the board, it has some effects. You don't care about that. You care for the effect when it's in the graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
If it's in the graveyard, you can banish it to search for a prank top monster, but only if your opponent has more monsters than you. So essentially, it gets you into Pank faster.
And you can Foolish Burial Goods it too.
You can Foolish Burial Goods it. If you have it in your hand, you can discard it with Q-Long. You can discard it with so many ways.
Yeah.
Go into Pank, negate effect, pop something.
That's such a big brain play.
Big brain play, yeah. He also played 1 Harpies, 1 red reboot, 1 red reboot, and then he played Orcus Crescendo. Orcus Crescendo.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at it. I asked him. He didn't want to tell me why he was playing the one of. I recycling the Dark Machine. I've looked everywhere. I don't see what he would be recycling. So I feel like I'm missing something there. But I feel like if Brian was playing it, it was for a good reason. I wish he would have given me that little tidbit.
So what does it do?
So if it's in the graveyard, you can banish it, and it'll recycle a Dark Machine that's banished.
Are any of the extra deck monsters Dark Machines?
No.
None of them?
No. I thought maybe with VFD, that's how he was recycling it.
That's not a machine. That's a worm.
Well, no. VFD can make things dark.
Oh, yeah.
But Crescendo has to be banished. Like, it has to be a banished Dark Machine. So then VFD only changes the type of
doesn't
in the field. So I'm not really sure what that was. And then the last card he played was really interesting too. Can't remember the name of it on top of my head, but essentially what it does is a trap card. You activate it and you change the levels by 1, either by increasing it or lowering the levels of everything on the field and in the hand of both players. Beautiful against Virtual World.
Yeah,
So you draw it, you set it, you do your VFD play, and then they somehow out your VFD. You play this card, and all of a sudden you change. And not even just that, it gets good against Zoo. Because now they can't Zeus you because they can't go into their Xyz play.
Yep.
Just being able to change the levels by 1, it's really strong. And then when it's in the graveyard, you can do it again.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a spicy place, man.
Pretty good. And that's why he was in top 8.
That's why he was on top 8. He only lost to the person that got first. Well, not only he lost. I think he got X2, made it to the top, and then he lost to Matt, which got first.
Mm-hmm.
And because he's playing Forbidden Droplets, he can discard the traps, the spell cards.
Most all the Virtual Worlds, like I said, they do more when they're in the grave. So
strong list, very very strong list. So that was number 5 with Brian Stone. Now we're gonna hit the top 4. Boom, boom, boom.
Top four.
So number 4 was Zhang Vu. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name incorrectly. And Zhang played the other Trap Brigade list. I'm getting to it. Sorry, guys. Alright. So he played 46 cards in his main. He also played less Tri Brigades. He didn't play Kit.
Mm-hmm.
So let me go through the list real quick. He played 3 Fortel, 3 Nerval, 2 Keres, the 3 Warblers, 1 Turquoise and 1 Emerald Bird, 1 Kikabayu, 1 Avian, 1 Berry Statue, Triple Crow, the Gamma package of 3 Gammas and 1 Driver, Double Ash, Double Joel, 1 1 Callby, 1 Harpies, 1 Foolish, 1 Monster Born, 3 Jack-o'-lantern Return, 2 Tanky, 2 Triple Tactical, the 1 Tri-Brigade Revolt, I think is a spell card, 1 Cosmic in the main, triple Icarus Attack, love that, the 1 Imperial Order, and then the 1 Tri-Brigade Trap card.
Alex absolutely loves traps, just in general.
So I think traps makes the game more fun because it means you're in a slower format.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Icarus Attack says -1 to pop 2 cards in your opponent's field, so you can break even. But popping 2 cards in your opponent's field is really good.
Mm-hmm.
If you have the Simorg out and your opponent hasn't dealt with it, you can just special Little Bird, and now you have your Icarus lives. So very strong. I know when he was playing for top 4, once he lost, and he was playing for the to get 3rd, 4th. I know he bricked one game, and then the other game he forgot. He messed up his combo, so that might have maybe changed it. For his side deck, he played a triple Nibiru, 2 Lancia, 2 Denkosekos.
Spicy.
So, dude really doesn't want those trap decks to go off. 2 Lightning Storms, the 1 Cosmic, 1 Dark Ruler, triple Evenly, and 1 Red Reboot. Really was prepared for those trap decks.
Yep. And again, top 4.
Top 4, yeah. Just you hit a trap deck with Evenly Match or Lightning Storm, and they don't have a way to out it. That really hurt. Or even a Denkoseka. So it's very, very strong. So I like that a lot. Now, for his extra deck, he did play one of the new Underworld Link 5.
Yeah.
Didn't really get to talk to him much about how much he actually went into it, but he did play one. He played the Appaloosa, the Access Code, 2 of the Link 4 Tri Brigades, 1 Simorgh, 1 Doom Eagle, 2 of the Link 2s, the 1 Harpy, the 1 Link Karibo, the 1 Double Dragon, then the Literalist that can Nightingale that can attack directly, then the other one that searches for DD Crow, and then the 1 Zeus. So, looking at this list particularly, the triple DD Crow is something that Eric wasn't playing, that Zhang did play. So I wonder if that helped him push it out a little bit more. He also wasn't playing the kit, so he was relying more on his hand traps to stop the opponent and get him there. So his plan was probably make a somewhat decent board, hopefully have hand traps. I'm gonna stop your plays,
and then I'm gonna kill you
the next turn. So solid list. I really like those Tri Brigade, this Tri Brigade bird deck. I think they're really interesting and really good. It's different, so I enjoy watching it play. But I didn't get to see it play as much as I wanted to, just because I had to judge the table. But I think this is a very solid list. I know he said there were some things he would change. He would say he would probably take out the 1 Cosmic in the main, because he wants to kind of trim the main deck a little bit down. But yeah, that was 4th.
4th place.
You want to take 3rd? This is your favorite deck?
That's my favorite deck.
So 3rd was B Yang.
Also, the other opponent that the mirror match that I lost. Pretty standard list. Like I said, got the just as you know, the virtual package. We have pretty much your 3 of everything, except for the we got the 1 2 2. Or no, he's got 2 2 2s, and then 3 of all the other monsters. Got 3 of the each of the spells. 3 and 1 on the traps. Just it's pretty standard. Running the GAM package. Ash, Pot, the 1 called by, 1 E-Tally, 2 Force Barrel, and then 2 of the triple tactics.
Yeah, so this is definitely a lot more standard list. It was his first time playing the deck, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, he wasn't even sure he was going to play it. He made the deck list last minute, and this is what he came up with. I'm not sure how to feel about 43 cards, but with Desires in the main and then the triple tactical talents, that'll help him draw the 2 extra cards that he usually would need.
Yeah, that matchup, like I said, I was still trying to, still working on figuring out the combos and trying to the proper sequencing for everything, and so we sat down, mirror match. This is gonna be fun, and then he made 2 VFDs, and I said, "Oh, that's how you do it," and couldn't out it, and then I got Gambit in reverse, and then had VFD made on me, and it was just a bad day overall. But learned a lot from it. So, and that was my favorite thing about the tournament, was learning specifically a deck that wasn't Dark Magicians, because it's pretty much literally the only deck I've not cared to try to learn any other deck, and but I'm trying some new things out. Just quick shout out to S-Force coming your way soon.
We'll see how well he does with that.
That deck's gonna be so bad.
Let's go with the side deck real quick. He was playing the 2 Nibiru, 1 Pank, 2 Lancia, 2 Draw, triple Twister, Twin Twisters.
I like it.
Triple Dark Ruler no more, 1 Harpies, and 1 Red Reboot.
That's the first list I've seen run more than 1 Dark Ruler no more in the side or main.
Yeah. It's also the only list in the whole tournament that was running Twin Twisters.
Yeah. Oh, the whole tournament?
The whole tournament.
Wow.
Yeah. I looked at the deck list to make sure. I understand why he played Twin Twister. I do think I understand it.
Mm-hmm.
It helps him discard so he can get his spells active. but I still think Cosmic is better.
Yeah.
But it got him there, so I can't say much about it. The Dark Ruler No More. It helped him against the Tri Brigade Bird when he ended with the Appaloosa and the Linkuriboh and the Windberry statue. So he activated Dark Ruler No More, and then he only had to worry about with Wind statue. Yeah. So it was easy breezy.
Not too bad.
Yeah. And then this extra deck is a little different than what Brian was playing. He played the 1 Zeus, the 2 VFD, 1 Gaia Charger, 1 Utopia, 1 M7, 1 Fan, the Gossip Shadow, 1 Shinshin, 1 Cloud Castle,
1 Cloud Castle,
1 Xiaofeng, 1 Vermilion, 1 Crocodile, 1 Juju, and then 1 Stardust Charger.
Yeah.
This man said, "I'm a VFDU."
And that's going to be it.
Only with 1 Cloud Castle. The other times, I'm going to make it hard way.
Oh, man. Cloud Castle is such a good card. Such a hard card to find.
It's a common.
Because it's common. But, man.
It wasn't even short printed.
Yeah. But
people just threw them away.
Anybody got Bunny Blast? That one's for you, Austin.
Bunny Blast is expensive, too.
Is it expensive
I don't
now?
think it's expensive. It's just like people don't have it.
Don't have them, yeah. There's,
you have to find them.
Yeah. Sometimes, it's easier to find the pricier cards or the higher rarity stuff than it is to find daggum common sometimes.
Yeah, I guess it all depends where you're at.
Yeah.
So that was third place being who stomped Adam on round 5.
Yep. And then shout out to the guy to B, because from learning that and then beating the guy in round 6, he ended up buying the entire Virtual World deck from the store after the tournament was over. He literally came up to me and was like, "Is this the list?" And he had it in his cart to buy. And I said,
"You beat that man so bad. He
bought the whole deck."
That's so sad.
He's like, I'm playing this now.
You're a jerk.
I'm sorry.
I hope that makes you feel some type of way. It doesn't, but
it doesn't. But I paid $30 just like everybody else. Oh man!
Did you pull anything good out of this 30 pack?
Man, no. No, I pulled no. Yeah, I pulled the what's the one secret from the set?
There's a lot.
The worst one. Or it's not worst, but it's the cheapest. It's the Underdog.
Underdog.
I pulled Underdog, so you can't.
So shout out to Zhang Vu, who pulled a pot and then opened another pack and pulled another pot.
Wait, what?
Zhang Vu, who got 4th
in his top.
In his opening packs, pulled the pot,
and then in his box,
he didn't even win a box. He won 20 packs. And
they paid for the other 4,
yeah. And pulled another pot.
Shout out! That's awesome.
Who cares if you got 4th?
Yeah,
you just play 2 pots, bro.
That was like, what was it the other day? I played. I think it was it Magic Draft? It was one of the events, and pulled some pretty good stuff out of my packs, and then got bodied for winning. And then somebody pulled an expensive card, like they got 3rd, and I was like, whatever. It happens.
All right. So the last 2 deck lists here. Number 2, who got 2nd, was Austin. Brian.
Ooh, Austin.
Austin, yeah, he's definitely one of the better players. I've known Austin for a couple years now. I have some stories about Austin that I'll probably tell sometime. Good stories.
Yeah.
Good stories.
He had was it 2-3 years ago? He got 3rd at YC Charlotte, I believe. His only loss was to Noah Green, actually. Yeah. Which is he's actually a pro player, yeah.
Austin has gotten top 8, multiple top 8s. I don't think he's won one yet, and I think that's on his list.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
But he definitely wants to
and I think he did travel to the Nationals, too, that year, which was cool to see somebody from our locals out representing.
Yeah. Austin's really good, makes time to play Yu-Gi-Oh! As much as he can. And I think that's one of those tips that, like, if you want to be good at a card game, you got to spend time playing it.
And he plays a lot of different decks, too.
Yeah, he's good with everything he plays.
Yeah.
So let's go with the deck list he played. He did play Shadal's, the only Shadal deck that played and made it to the top.
Mm-hmm.
He was playing Shadal Traps. So he was playing the triple Windy, 2 Aerial, 2 Squamata, 1 Beast, 1 Dragon, 1 Falco, 1 Hedgehog, the 1 Dogmatica Ecclesia, triple Nadir Servant, triple Shadal Fusion, L Shadal Fusion, triple. All right, that's it, and the rest are all traps.
It's all traps.
He played 21 traps. That's 2 Schisms, 1 Resh Reincarnation, triple Dogmatica Punishment, triple Torrential, triple Sinister Shadow Games, triple Strike, triple Ice Dragon Barriers, and triple Dynamiscus.
Man.
Let me go through the side as well on the extra real quick before we talk about it. In the side, he played a triple Lancia, triple Cycle Reader, double Bell, triple Cosmic, the one Harpy, two Evenly, and another Resh. And then the extra, he played the Bortlesaur, the Unicorn, the Artemis, the El Shaddai, the Construct, but it's not El Shaddai, it's still a Construct, the Gravity Controller, Cross Sheep, triple App Cologne, how I like to call it, Al Capone.
Al Capone.
Triple Al Capone, triple Construct, two Windows, and then the one of Entis.
One Entis, yep.
So, you played it against it. How was it?
Not fun. Not fun. If it is, yeah, I didn't get. So okay, game one made VFD. Was like super excited about it, like we talked about before. I was like, call dark. Austin's like, it's pretty good, and then
proceeded to set three and pass.
Proceeded to set three and pass, and I was like, all right, cool. And he's like, dun 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 dun, and then I don't even remember what all happened, but. He didn't let me play. He didn't let me. He got rid of my board. Didn't let me play the game and said you lose. And I was like, "Good game, sir." Man.
I think every game I saw Austin play, the
game one
would last 30 minutes roughly because it took him that long to get control of the board.
Mm-hmm.
But what I enjoyed playing against Austin is I played Austin so much that I already kind of understand what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
So being able to see his opponent and they're playing, and then you see Austin slowly take away that advantage, just one by one.
I think So we talked about this. I think he looks, he sees what deck they're playing. He kind of sees how they're playing it, and then boy, once he has access to his side deck, it's like, man, it's rough.
Yeah,
it's really rough.
One thing, obviously, he played the Ecclesia just to search Dogmatic and Punishment. If he ever top decked the Dear Servant, he could just recycle the same Ecclesia, which is really smart. So he would recycle the exact same Ecclesia. Servant then would send one of the constructs, one of the Shaddai extra deck monsters to recycle his stuff. Very small Shaddai package, but he would recycle it. I saw him activate beasts like 5 times in one freaking game.
Wow.
So he had different ways. He mentioned that easily the best card in the deck is Sinister Shadow Games. Being able to foolish and flip one face up is really, really strong. So he did that a lot. Resh, he played one in the main and then one in the side. He said he would side in the second one whenever he played a trap deck, just to help out in the grind game. But if he didn't necessarily need to grind, he said he would take out the other one. But the majority of the time he kept it in. Evenly matched, so obviously for the traps, so is Cosmic and the Harpies. The triple Cycle Reader, one more time. For those Drytrons that didn't exist.
That didn't exist. Not one single Drytron. That's so amazing. Yeah. I don't know how that happens. But
so I got to see Austin play against B in the top 8. B made full board with VFD.
Just one VFD?
Just one VFD. Just one VFD. And that game took them, let's see, it was 40-minute rounds. That game took them 35 minutes, I think. No, it took them the full 40 minutes. It took them the full 40 minutes. And B only had 4 cards left in his deck. None of them were retro roll cards.
Oh, wow.
Austin had no Shaddolls left in his deck. But by the time they got to the end game, Austin had a full board. He recycled his construct, recycled all of his Shaddai cards to the point where he can make a full board, and that's how he won.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a 40-minute one game, and it was really fun to watch.
I mean, it sounds like one. Like, you don't usually have a game that lasts that long that both players are being very interactive, but man, they burned through their whole deck, and for the most part,
B did. Austin had like 20 cards left.
Yeah, Austin's just like, I'm just gonna use the same cards over and over again.
Actually, I think they got to the point. I think when B had 4 cards left in his deck, it was pretty known that he was losing.
He was on the back pedal. Yeah.
And Austin left him with 1 card left in his deck. Austin beat him by taking him down from 8 to 0.
Yeah.
But he could have just passed his turn 2 more times and he would have lost.
Wow.
But
But yeah.
Yeah. So that was Austin Bryan getting second place with Shadal Traps. Really strong deck.
Yep.
Also, don't sleep on Dynamiscus. Being able to bring itself back as a monster came out a lot. So, very strong deck. I enjoyed watching him play it again. One thing that he did say is that it's a little bit slow. He wished it was a bit faster, which is actually why he lost to the next deck.
And number one.
So number one was Matt Pelfrey.
Matt Pelfrey.
Now, Matt Pelfrey was playing Zoo Eldritch. And just a little bit of background about Matt Pelfrey. Matt Pelfrey has almost the exact same type of record that Austin does.
Yep.
He has won multiple regionals, topped 8 multiple regionals.
Yep.
He has won Extravaganzas. He has won USDs. The last USD I went to, he won it. I bubbled out, unfortunately, but he got first. But yeah, he's a really good player as well.
Will Zoo never die? That's the real question here.
Look. When they made a card like Zeus, and there's a reason why it's Zeus and then Zoo, okay? Because if you say I'm quick enough, you can't tell the difference. It's Zeus is a Zoo card, okay?
Just look down there, see the double Zeus. Yep.
Yeah. So let's go to the deck list real quick. He played 2 Golden Lords, 2 Thoroughblades, the 1 Rat Pier, the 1 Ram, the 1 Bunny Blast, the 1, what is that one? Whiptail. There you go.
Yep,
I remembered. 1 Whiptail, the 1 Barrage, Triple Lash, Triple Diddy Crow, Triple Skullmeister, Tree Bell. You weren't going to use anything in your graveyard against Matt. Matt said no graveyard for you.
Nothing at all.
Triple Tenki, the 1 Curse, the 1 Elixir. I think that's White Elixir. Triple Curse Elland, Triple Sanguine, Triple Walkero, Triple Conquistador, 2 Strikes, 1 Imperial Order. Side deck included 3 Lancia, 3 Cycle Readers for
Drytrons,
which wasn't existent. The Gamma Package, Pank, Triple Cosmic, 1 Harpy. I told you Harpy was in every deck.
Every day. I mean, there was a reason it was banned, and there's a reason it's at 1.
That card could be at 3.
You think so?
Yeah, it can come back at 3. The issue is that they put it back at 3. Lightning Storm. Nobody played Lightning Storm.
Yeah, nobody would play Lightning Storm.
So for the extra deck, real quick, he played the 1 Doom Eagle, the 1 Vampire Sucker, 1 Imduck, double Zeus, 1 single B, double Shakanai, double Tiger Mortar, double Borbo, the 1 Trident, and the 1 Hammer Kong. And he also played a single win for whenever he needed to take stuff from people. The big thing to take out of this deck, I feel like, is the amount of hand traps he played.
Yeah, it's a lot. You're not resolving.
No, he says
like anything.
The whole plan was, you don't resolve anything. My Eldritch will get me there, and I'm gonna Zeus you to death.
I'm gonna Zeus you to death. Yep.
One thing I did notice, he didn't play a single Pot of Avarice, which a lot of Zeus deck tend to play Pot of Avarice, but I think because of the Eldritch play, so he didn't play it. Game 1 against Austin, Matt won it due to he didn't see a single Zoo. So it was Eldritch control, and when Eldritch gets its effect, it's really hard for trap decks to beat it. Yeah, because it's unaffected. You can't destroy it. Yeah. So the only real way to get rid of it is with the Ice Dragon Prisons. Yeah. But at that point, if they have Sanguine, they can get rid of. They can special it. So it was a good matchup to watch. But unfortunately, that match took almost 30 minutes. So they had roughly around 8 minutes to really play their second one. And Austin got to the point where he was finally starting to come back from the back pedal. So he was starting to finally control the board, but he just couldn't do enough damage. Gotcha. So he lost to Time, and he got 2-0'd. But technically, if Time wasn't...
So that's interesting that... So just talking on Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments versus some of the other ones, generally when they have like Top Cut, I know for Magic events they have extended time or... at some point, just no time. Like, there's no time limit, essentially. So Yu-Gi-Oh! Through top 8, through everything, still 40 minutes. That's it.
Yeah, so I think Matt put this in perspective, because against them two, I would have loved to have given them as
To watch
much
the whole
time
thing,
to watch
yeah.
the whole 3 games,
Mm-hmm.
but they could have easily sat there for another hour just playing, between the grind,
Yeah.
and then Matt said when he went to Rare Candy and they played for a Switch tournament.
Mm-hmm.
They had a top 8 had no time
Had no
limit.
time limit.
He said he sat there for 10 minutes just thinking about a single play.
Really?
But he goes, yeah, if I have time to think about it, I'm gonna sit there and think about it.
Yeah.
Which,
so it doesn't
yeah,
force you to make actions pretty quickly. Yeah.
Exactly. Obviously, because I was a judge, I could be like, hey, you got to make a play.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if I'm going to give them as much time as they need, I'm not going to be, hey, hurry up.
Yeah.
Because when I say these guys start thinking, these guys, like, man,
They're 8 plays ahead.
They are thinking plays ahead, and they're counting cards. I mean, I do the same thing when I play them, but I have this really bad habit of when I play against them too, is because we're friends, I don't tend to take the matches seriously. This back, I should probably take it more serious because they're like one of the better players.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't tend to take it as seriously, so I just have fun with them, and I end up misplaying a lot. And they kind of get a little. I know Matt gets a little bit aggravated.
So why would you play it? Why would you do that?
It's a habit.
Yeah.
It's just a really bad habit of me just like messing around.
I feel like I do that too in Magic. A lot of times with drafts and stuff, because drafts supposed to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Is I won't take it as like seriously as some people, and then especially if it's somebody like I'm playing against Tanner or somebody, and I'm like having a good time. We're like bullcrapping back and forth, talking junk, and then I'm like, oh wow, I just lost. Oops. Like, or what was it? I played against Chris, and the one the other day opened like the nuts from we were using pre-release kits, opened like 3 mythics and like a bunch of bombs. Proceeded to lose because I was just like,
it's being silly.
Yeah, but
I mean, in a big tournament like this, I think I would take it a little bit more seriously. It's been a long time since I played a serious tournament.
Yeah.
But judging this one, seeing the people playing, it made me really want to like play for the next one, like get myself ready again.
I kind of want to. It made me want to play and actually learn to play Yu-Gi-Oh more too.
You're here to hear, folks. We're gonna train Adam.
Yeah.
Get him to top 8 at the next event that we have.
That's right. So I play a lot of card games, and I'm not trying to like toot my own horn or anything like that, but just for the amount of like the effort that I put into Magic over the years, and Pokemon and Dragon Ball, topped events, traveled topped events. Everybody says if you would just play any deck other than Dark Magician and you would actually take this game seriously for like 2 seconds, you might actually do better than 2 and 4. And so I went 3-3.
So you took it seriously.
So
You went 3-3.
But I will say this is the least stressful, like I guess bigger event I've ever played in, which was nice because I didn't feel that pressure that like I had to perform. I was like, whatever happens, and then. And then, end up going 3-3, learn how to play the deck. We'll probably see VFD. We're calling it here first, maybe first. I don't know. Somebody else probably said it.
Not first.
It's definitely not first, but it's definitely probably going to get banned by March or in the March update. But
VFD gets banned. I still think Virtual World's
Virtual
one of
World,
the top decks.
they still have all kinds of stuff they can do. I say I want to take it seriously, but I do kind of want to play S-Force for real.
Wait till Lightning Overdrive.
Wait till Lightning Overdrive, though, because they get the other cards to be a little bit better.
Yeah. So, Matt Pelfrey with the first place with Zoo Eldritch.
Eldritch.
So, the top meta one more time. It was, it was very diverse. We had 2 Tri-Brigade Birds, 2 VWs or Virtual Worlds, the one Zoo Eldritch, the one's Invoked Eldritch, then 1 Dino, and then the 1 Shuttle Traps. So overall, it was a really fun
event
case. They did play for Blazing Vortex. The first place got 4 boxes for $20. So it's not bad.
Nice, or $30, not bad.
$30, $30. Excuse me. But you also got entries, so those $20 really you pay for it. Well, I think that's the rain hitting.
The rain's telling us get out of here.
Well,
so
guys, thanks for listening to another episode of the Cardboard Champs.
Yep, this is like I said, it's gonna be a little slightly recurring alternate posts. These will be on Fridays, hopefully. Maybe not every Friday, but as we have events or as we have things we want to talk about in regards to actual tournament play, meta, deck building, things like that, but kind of be here.
Yeah,
So
I will try to just go over the deck list and talk a little bit about the meta and the plays.
yep.
Just remember, guys, to like, subscribe,
Get that notification bell.
Share these to your friends, and let us know in the comments if there's anything you guys want us to discuss,
or if you have questions for the guys that topped or any of the other deck builds. If you want to know more questions, or you want us to ask them anything, just let us know.
If you want to see some of the other deck lists, like the Eldritch ABC, let us know. We have all those deck lists.
Yep, we still have all that.
If there's anything in particular you guys are interested in knowing, or really us talking about, let us know, and we'll hit you up, guys.
Absolutely. All right, guys. On that note, Cardboard Champs out.